I was just thinking last night, just a simple thought, when I was with Gina's cats, about how happy she looked when they jumped up on her. She just lit up, and I just wanted to pass the mic around, and if you have just any thought that comes to you, or you can pass it to the next person, maybe anything simple, you know.
I think in thinking about Gina Anderson, it's really important to think about the young doctors that she trained and the wonderful things that she did as an educator. My name's Christina. I just graduated from UMDNJ last year. And I remember when I was interviewing for residency, I had a discussion with our department head, Dr. Weiss, raving about this new faculty member that we were stealing away from Texas. And little did we know what she would offer as an educator, as a mentor, and as a friend. And even graduating and moving away to Pittsburgh, anybody who's on Facebook knows that Gina was still a part of everybody's life every day. And I very much miss, her thoughts and feeling her with me every day.
I just wanted to say briefly, we talked a lot about what a great doctor Gina was, and she was. But just a reminder that Gina was a great friend. She was someone I talked to every day and about everything. And I think one of the hardest things to deal with all of this is not being able to talk to her about this. Gina delivered my son, and she was there for the birth of my other 3 children. You just could count on Gina no matter what it was. She didn't have to agree with you. But you could always count on her to be there for you.
I'm Amy Sindenbrown, and I first met Gina as a fourth-year medical student. And so I've known her for a while. As a medical student, I was terrified of her. And with Cindy and all of the other fourth-year residents, they were so smart. And as a resident, I got to know her much better through journal clubs and other educational opportunities, and she was a fantastic teacher and always held everybody to their highest potential. I moved to New Jersey for a fellowship, and I found a couple of years later that Gina moved a few blocks away from me in Jersey City. So we got to know each other much better as friends and neighbors. And while we were both very busy, we found time to share our Jersey City experiences and learned that we both were fascinated and interested in Jersey City urban renewal. We even entered the housing market together, and at one point thought of purchasing condos in the same townhouse. She was a great friend and a great neighbor. She, in her busy schedule, found time to come to events at our house, my children's birthday parties, and even one time this past Christmas found my husband at the train station trying to cart our children home from a delayed flight while I was working, and helped him cart all of our luggage back to our house. So I will really miss her, and I will think about her every day.
My name is Aparna, one of the residents from UMTNJ. In the past couple of weeks, every time I've ordered a crane for Dr. Anderson's memorial service, a memory of Dr. Anderson's came to my mind, whether it be teaching colposcopies as an intern, stimulating us to read a chapter in Williams every time she would come for the postpartum rounds, Even today, when I tell my junior residents some things, I think of Dr. Anderson because I did read so many things because of her. I was made to maybe whatever I am today and whatever I will be at one point of time. Dr. Anderson does have a part in, me being obstetrician and gynecologist. I wanted to tell her that before, when we were going to go out for dinner that Dr. Hulk had arranged. And I never ever imagined that that dinner wouldn't happen and I wouldn't meet Dr. Anderson. I did text her saying I wanted to take her out for dinner, with the residents. But, things never worked out. But I know she's around somewhere watching all of us. And Dr. Anderson, I do miss you. And thank you very much for everything that you've given.
My name's Andy Latham. I was friends with Gina in college too. Denny and I are roommates, and I guess the first thing I should say is I feel blessed that I wasn't one of her medical students. It doesn't sound like it was a lot of fun. It was great with Gina because it was this weird thing that can only happen in college where like I dated her roommate and she dated my roommates. And so we were always together in college from sort of sophomore year on. And the two things I remember most about her, I'm hearing again people talking about when she was a doctor. The one was she could fit into any situation, no matter where we were or who we were with. She was totally happy and non-judgmental about anyone. She was completely content wherever we were and the easiest person in the world to get along with. And there were many times when I would be going out with my girlfriend and she would join us and she was never a third wheel. I mean, she was just so sort of calm and fun to be with that we never thought, anything of having her going on like sort of a double date like that. And the other thing I remember about Gina was she was totally unflappable. I mean, nothing ever seemed to faze her in sort of craziness or parties or people with lampshades on their heads. And she never judged anyone who was totally unflappable. And I think you would want nothing more in your OBGYN than someone that can't get fazed by anything.
Andy's certainly right about that. It became a goal of ours to try to shock Gina. We had poor behavior anyway. It came new heights to get her to break a smile or to be shocked by anything. I'd also like to ask Dr. Barrett, is there a light in the examination room now?
There was last week.
Hi, I'm Levine. One of the first encounters I actually had with Dr. Anderson was when she interviewed me to come to this program. And I remember thinking in the conversation I remember about that was that we talked about cats, which is obviously not uncommon for Dr. Anderson at all. And I was Turkish, and we talked about Turkish cats. I remember thinking that I really like her, and this is a place I could see myself being very happy at. The last memory I have of her actually is we were on call together on labor and delivery, and we were both very excited about our new endeavors next year. She was going to be going to Boston, and I was going to be going to Washington, D.C., and we were just sharing our thoughts together. And I remember telling her it was going to be very sad for our juniors that she was going to go away, because I thought that she really was a good mentor and that she did teach me a lot. And I was really sad that she was never able to go to Boston to be able to, do all the different things that she was very excited about.